Chapter 4 Fallen Angel. I woke up early the next morning to Yuji standing over me. I sat up as he sat beside me on the bed. What's wrong? He never came back last night. He spoke bluntly, and I felt ice in my veins. Well, do you know where he is? I asked while tossing the sheets off me, running to the adjacent bathroom to change into my sweats. I don't know. He said he was coming back, Yuji shouted from the other room. I shouldered the door open, stumbling in to get my sneakers on. What are you waiting for? Let's go find him. I rushed through the closet and found a light white jacket with a blue streak, slipping it on. I stopped and looked at Yuji, who just sat there and looked back at me. What? I snapped. Why risk your life for him? He's not your boyfriend. He spoke with such coldness that it froze me. How did you find out? I whispered softly. Never mind that. It's not important right now. He needs me, and I need him. I can't sit here and let him die. He's fighting because I won't fight. It's my fault for not doing my part. I'll go without you. I stormed away, but Yuji grabbed my arm. I never said I wasn't going to help. He winked and grabbed his coat while slipping his shoes on. We closed the front door behind us and stepped into the crisp, cold morning. Where would he be? Yuji shoved his hands into his pockets. I have a feeling he's at the park. I'm not exactly sure why, but he has to be there. Something told me he was in a fight, and he was losing. I had to trust my instinct, but if I was wrong, it may have already been too late. We ran as fast as we could, heading toward the main park. There he is! I shouted and pointed ahead. A flash of blinding light shot from the sky, and Yuji scooped me into his arms and dashed to the side, both of us falling to the ground as the beam of light skimmed past us, creating a scorching gash in the earth where we once stood. As the smoke died away, I found Shintaro lying on his back, his body battered and covered in bruises and splotches of blood. Snow began to fall for the first time this winter. The tiny snowflakes swirled around us as Yuji and I stood back up onto our feet. I glanced up at the sky, watching a figure slowly descending from the air, with his feet eventually hovering a few inches off the ground. His long, ebony, angelic wings swayed in the wind. He wore a torn black outfit, a muscle shirt and tight leather pants, with shreds of black ribbons fluttering loosely around his arms and legs. One hand fell to his hip and the other beside him. His deep purple eyes drank me in, as dark as purple could be before fading into black. His long raven hair swayed around him, thin strands falling lightly over his eyes. His hair had violet tips and dark purple highlights that shined when the wind caressed it. His lightly tinted lips formed a grin, barely showing two small fangs that hung over his lower lip. He continued to stare at me, blocking my view of Chintaro's body. Yuji stood before me and held one arm out in front to keep me back. The angel backhanded him across the face with great force, sending Yuji flying into the tree. He fell, rendered unconscious. I shuddered and stood before the angel, locking gazes. Priestess, he spoke, his voice husky and dark, but alluring and sensual. Come peacefully, and I promise I will not harm you. There was a sharp edge of condescending in his tone. I didn't like it. It showed that he viewed me as a lesser being, and that he was underestimating me. I disliked him already. I looked over at Yuji, then at Shintaro. I glanced back at the angel, readying myself to attack him. He will pay for what he has done to them. What does Arain want with me? I shouted, not flinching from his cold stare. I am not permitted to answer. Will you come with me, or will you fight? He asked with a kind of ironic smile creeping across his face. Why? I screamed it at him. His smile became real, chuckling as he gingerly slid a hand under my chin. His icy touch froze me. Satisfied, he licked his lips and stared me down, drinking me into the deep abyss of his impossibly dark eyes. If you wish to fight me, you may, but I must warn you that you don't stand a chance against me, he whispered in my ears while circling me. If you are the great priestess, then show me your power. I am not the priestess you speak of. Oh, but you are, and you know you are. You have the power, but you are not willing to release it. Must I kill one of your loved ones to see it? He asked, pointing a finger toward Yuji. No, I stammered. I am not Kamiya. My name is Silence. He slapped me across the face and I ground slide on my feet from the impact. I regained balance and wiped the blood from my mouth with my sleeve, leaving a long, thin red stain on my white jacket. The angel looked at me, his face expressionless, but his eyes revealed confusion. I know I should have been knocked out by that attack, but I only managed to feel less than half the damage. Am I no longer a regular human being? Have I already started to change? The angel grinned and glided toward Yuji, picking up his limp body by the shirt collar, and held a long, wavy dagger to his heart that seemed to have appeared from thin air. Come with me, and he won't get killed. The angel was desperate, but remained cocky and arrogant. I spat out more blood from my mouth to the side. Leave him alone. If it's me you want, then come. Leave them out of this. You are so predictable, little priestess, he retorted, tossing Yuji's body aside as if he was just a piece of trash. He was right. You are weak and too soft. Just a human. I stood in a low ground attack stance, and he laughed. My feet slid apart, one ahead of me and one behind me, with my hands close to me, palms out, ready to lunge. This has gone on long enough, the angel snapped, creating a white swirling ball of purple-black light between his two cupped hands. A beam of blue light shot through his legs, shaped like an arrow, purplish black blood slowly oozing from his wound. He fell to his other knee, turning to see Chintaro stand up in his magic casting stance. He was ready to charge another attack. I will get you back, traitor. The angel sneered and vanished in a whirl of fiery purple wind. Chintaro fell to his knees and hands, panting and wincing at the pain in his whole body. I ran over to him, helping him up to his feet as we walked slowly toward Yuji. I slumped him over one shoulder as Chintaro was supported on the other shoulder. How can I take them home by myself? A magic circle fell at our feet, and Chintaro was glowing. Teleport, he groaned. Before I could acknowledge what had happened, all three of us were suddenly back in my house. Chintaro finally fell unconscious, and I laid him onto my bed. I took Yuji into his old room and laid him on his bed, placing a cold rag on his forehead. He was running a fever. I hope he'll be okay. I went back to my room to check up on Chintaro. He was still out. I sat beside the bed on the chair from my desk, observing him. He really looked dead while he slept. While I watched for movement, I thought about more questions about the encounter with the angel today. What did he mean by traitor? Why didn't he believe me when I said I wasn't Kamiya? What does Arain want with her? Who was that angel? Yuji woke up a few hours later, sweaty with a headache and a large knot on the back of his head. The bruise on his cheek was slowly changing colors. He walked up to my room and sat beside me on the chair, waiting for Chintaro to wake up as well. Thanks for trying back there, I whispered and hugged him. What happened? How did you escape? His voice was rough and raspy. Chintaro saved us. I only stalled. Are you okay? I asked. Yeah, just a bump. Don't worry about me. How are you doing? He asked back while rubbing the top of my head. I'm fine, just a little spooked. The angel couldn't hurt me because Orain needs me alive. He thinks I'm Kamiya. They don't know I'm not her reincarnation, I answered. Before Yuji could add in anything, Chintaro woke up. He looked over at me and sighed in relief. I guess glad to see us okay. I guess you have a lot of questions, huh? Who was that angel, and why was he after you? Yuji asked for me. He's a fallen angel named Kagamintaru. He is one of Orain's guardians, one of the top warriors and defenders of their domain. He attacked me because to them, I'm an outcast. I've betrayed my kin, Shintaro explained, sitting on the edge of the bed. I've sided with the humans, the lesser beings, as they say. What does Orain want with me? I asked. He wants your power, whether you are Kamiya or not. You come from a powerful line of priestesses, and your magic combined with his could destroy this world in a matter of seconds. It's not going to be easy to avoid a battle or confrontations with him and his army. I warn you, though, that none of this comes easy. I am sorry I put you in this predicament. He stood to face me. You shouldn't feel sorry, Chintaro. I will do my part, and besides, I've got a score to settle with Kagamintaru. I clenched my fists and punched the air. Don't feel sorry, okay? After all, it's my time to be someone now. I hugged him gently. Thanks for trying to rescue me, he whispered. There's no need to be easy on me now. I'm healed. I fell into a laughing fit because he was tickling my sides. He crouched over me as Yuji joined him. Okay, stop. I get the point. I giggled and flailed around. They stopped and I sat up to catch my breath. You know, you two do make a cute couple, Yuji chuckled. I blushed. I leapt onto Yuji and started to tickle him. Cute, huh? Try this. Shintaro sat there and watched me tickle Yuji to death, amused. After we ate a big lunch, Shintaro and I sat at the living room as Yuji went up to his room to unpack his belongings. You're lucky, you know, Shintaro spoke, leaning against the wall as he sat across from me on the floor. You still have him who's here with you. Yeah, I would do anything for him. And you. Thanks to you, I can finally become someone, I answered, sitting up while rubbing my eyes. I blinked once, twice, and I did not even see Chintaro move to stand over me. His dim gold eyes bore into mine, his face moving a little closer to every beat of my heart. Our lips touched, and he kissed me softly. I closed my eyes, not knowing what else to do, as his kisses became hungrier and more needing. I could barely breathe. He pulled away slowly, placing his hands on my cheeks as I opened my eyes, breathless and speechless. I, too, will do anything for you, he whispered and stood up with a smile, a little breathless himself. He walked over to the window and kept his gaze up toward the noon sky. I had no idea what to say at a moment like this. He just stole my first kiss. My brain remained frozen and my jaw fell open. Yuji entered the room and held out a beautifully wrapped present for me. I shook myself out of the daze and opened the box to find a beautiful necklace with a star-shaped diamond dangling from the embroidered silver chain. Underneath the thin layer of tissue paper sat a red leather-bound journal and a couple of different colored ballpoint pens. I squealed in excitement and leapt into Yuji's arms, hugging him tightly. You didn't need to, but I love you anyway, I whispered. I know, he answered back with a devilish grin. Merry Christmas, little sis. I'm sorry I don't have anything for you. Shintaro kneeled before me and bowed his head low. We all have different traditions. Do not apologize. Not your fault. Anyway, you've already given me one. I winked as he stood up with a snicker. I ignored my brother's questioning look as I handed him his gift I had hidden underneath the couch. He found a gold ring with his birthstone, Ruby, in the palm-sized red box. He slid it around his middle right finger and grabbed me by the waist. He pulled me close to him as he hugged me. How much did you pay for this? He asked me with gritted teeth, as if trying to fight off a smile. Don't worry. It's most of my money I've made from work, I joked, squeezing him back. It's got our family names inscribed inside the ring with Nadeshiko flowers dancing on the edges. Not very manly, but it suits you, flower boy brother. Shintaro chuckled. I guess I'll never understand you two. May I ask you a question? Yuji asked, and Shintaro nodded. Can I train with Nyoko against the dragons? Shintaro looked at me, wondering what to say. I am not the one you should be asking. Yuji turned to look at me as I sat down on the couch. I don't want you in danger, but if you want, you can join me. I won't stop you if you insist, I murmured. Deep down inside, I did not want Yuji to come. I didn't want to risk losing him. Yuji hugged me, but I lightly pushed myself away and walked up to my room, closing the door behind me softly, and laid on the bed on my stomach. The whole day I was left alone in peace, and I had plenty of time to think. Night fell, and still no sign of them. I guess I understood why. They didn't want to upset me more. I changed into my nightgown and laid on the large canopy bed, turning out the lamp. Good night, Yuji and Shintaro. Thank you, I whispered and closed my eyes, letting the sweet call of slumber pull me in. End chapter 4.